And joining us now is Kathy Mears, the Superintendent for the Archdiocese School for the Archdiocese of Boston. Thanks so much for being with us again.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Well, see, you were so good the last time that we had to bring you back again. Well, we'll be celebrating Catholic Schools Week beginning the week of January 31st.
It always begins the last Sunday of January. This year it's January 31st through February 5th.
Great. Well, what are some of the plans that you guys have for the Archdiocese of Boston?
We are going to celebrate a lot. We're going to celebrate a lot with prayer. Many, many, many schools will have special masses, especially on that January 31st date. It's nice that the Super Bowl's between those so that we can take that Sunday
Yes.
for Catholic Schools Week. And we're going to concentrate on those three areas of faith, knowledge, and service. So there'll be that. I know one school's going to have a special rosary. Some schools are going to have adoration during the week. For the knowledge part, we're going to have geography bees. The Merrimack Valley Catholic schools went together, and they're going to have a big spelling bee to see who's the champ of the Merrimack Valley. And Lawrence Catholic is going to have a geography bee. We also know that many are going to be doing service projects or working to honor those who do. Immaculate Conception in Lowell is going to have a special day and making cookies and cards for people who serve us. So policemen, firemen, nurses are going to get cookies and cards from the children of Immaculate Conception in Lowell. I think that's a great idea too.
How do you remember all this?
They sent me their ideas, so we're trying to share out what's happening, and we're also letting Cardinal Sean know, so if they're having a special mass of that, if he has any extra time, which I doubt, but if he does, he can pop in at the schools and see what's going on.
Now, has it been a year? It's been over a year since you have been in the role.
Yes, about 15 months.
15 months. So I know in the very beginning you spent a considerable amount of time and effort making sure that you got to know all these schools. Mm-hmm. Now that you've been in this very important work for 15 months, how do you find these Catholic schools in this local church? Do you find them to be, according to the theme, communities of knowledge, of faith, of service?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the best news is everybody's working to get better in those three areas every single day. So that's even better because, you know, as good as you are, you can always get better, and everybody is working towards that goal. Our schools are definitely faith-filled places. Our teachers are working really hard to integrate the faith into everything they do in the curriculum, in just everyday life, so that's wonderful. We probably donate, in fact, I'd like to count them up, millions of hours of service across the Archdiocese of Boston. I have no doubt about that. I don't know how many cans of food, and that's one of my little data points I want to collect in the future, because I suspect we're donating millions of cans of food too, and we need to count all that so people know of the great works of mercy that we're doing. And this year we are concentrating on mercy because Pope Francis asked us to. Sure. So we are doing that. We're providing some resources to our teachers, resources to our principals, and we're just trying to make everybody aware that this is another way that we can show our faith and bring children and others to Christ.
How do they come up with these themes each year? Like, where does that happen? Does it happen like in Washington or
Rome? It does. It happens in Washington for Catholic Schools Week. The National Catholic Educational Association sets that theme. So the theme we have now, I actually set.
Really?
I did.
That's amazing.
When I worked there in 2012. So.
That's amazing.
And here it is.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have great respect for the teachers, as you talked about them a little bit, and for the parents, because it is a commitment. As I said, I went to a Catholic school. My daughter is in a Catholic school right now, and it's such a different environment, and the teachers really put in that extra effort. I'm not saying other teachers don't, but I know just from my experience, Catholic teachers put in that extra experience, and boy, the parents do too. They really get involved. Do you see that?
Absolutely, and you're right, there are great teachers everywhere in all kinds of schools, and we're grateful for that because there are children in all those schools who need and deserve great teachers. But I think our teachers give that little bit extra. They know that our mission is to bring about saints and scholars, to get them into heaven and Harvard. So they work at that, and I think those extra things they do are noted. And yes, we ask more of our parents perhaps. I've had parents tell me it's hard to be a Catholic school parent because we want certain things and we're asking the families to be partners with us to make those things happen. So yeah, it's work.
Well
it's not easy.
Though.
Totally well worth it.
We are so happy that our daughter Amelia is in a Catholic school, and here's the best part. So is she.
Yes.
She absolutely loves it. Yeah.
It is good.
What are some of the memorable experiences you have? Because I'm sure you have a lot of them.
This year, I do, and they all mostly revolve around children, sorry, adults, but mostly around children. Just last week, we had the reopening of the Lower Mills campus of the St. John Paul II Catholic Academy, and we went in, and all the kids are marching in, and they're literally looking around. They can't believe how much different it looks. And a little boy said, "How long do we get to stay?"
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
it just touched my heart because, you know, it looked brand new and he didn't know it was for him. And so that was one of those really special moments. We've had great moments with kids all across the Archdiocese. I love talking to the high school kids. I've had high school kids tell me that they feel like this is changing their life. A student at Cathedral High School said that to me. He said, you know, I think I'm going to be a better person because I'm here, and I think I'm going to get to go to college. And that had not been in his family's fortunes before. He said he'd be the first in his family to go to college. That's a great gift that we can offer these kids, and it's just wonderful.
Sure is. You know, when a parish is attached to a school, as some grammar schools and middle schools are, I know this from my experience as a pastor, it brings a different spirit. It brings life to a parish, and it is a great gift to a parish to have a Catholic school, but it's also hard work too, because it adds to everyone's work. It's a financial consideration and everything. But isn't it true that Catholic schools enliven our local faith communities by their very being?
I totally believe that, and the research indicates that you're right, Father. The research from CARA indicates that if a person attends a Catholic school, they're more likely to attend church as an adult. That's good news. We know that young men who attend Catholic schools, 1 in 4 think about joining the priesthood if they've been in a Catholic school. If they haven't been in Catholic school, it's 1 in 10. So we know how important our schools are to our church. And you're right, to parish, it brings a new energy, a different energy anyway. And we're very grateful for the parishes and the priests, pastors who support our Catholic schools, because without them we would be nowhere, and we know that, and we're very grateful for their assistance.
Great foundation, great nurturing environment. Challenges, are there many challenges out there?
I think the one most people would acknowledge is finances. It's hard. Our teachers work in our schools at great personal sacrifice and sacrifice of their family, because we're unable to pay them at the same rate as we would a public school teacher, but they're still willing to do it. And then I think too, trying to make our schools more diverse and open to more people. Pope Francis said a few weeks ago that our schools need to be not just for the elite of those who are intellectually gifted or those who are financially gifted, but they need to be for everyone. So how do we do that? How do we do that is the question, but you know, it's a good goal, and we're working at it. We have new initiatives in the Archdiocese of Boston so that we can enroll more children with disabilities. We're going to work on that, continue to grow that, because we want to make sure that we can serve as many children as possible, and we continuously work on raising money for finances.
Special collection coming up too in the Archdiocese.
Special collection this weekend.
This coming weekend.
Yeah, this coming weekend, a second collection, and all of the money that will be collected, I think except for 1% that goes to making sure that the money's counted and distributed and all that, except for that 1% will be given in financial aid to students.
That's just wonderful.
It is wonderful, and I thank Cardinal Sean for the opportunity to have that collection. It's a great thing for us.
Well, we're all a community, and it helps us all by helping Catholic schools. So,
Absolutely.
Kathy, thanks so much for being with us as always.
Thank you for
always
having me.
Always a pleasure.
I'm glad to be here.